And now, live from the Squared Circle Studios in Wausau, Wisconsin, it's the Squared Circle Podcast. And here are your hosts, Nate, the effing great, Spencer Hart, and the Squared Circle Podcast Heavyweight Champion, Max Beatty. What's going on, guys? It's the Squared Circle Podcast here on Spreaker.com, iTunes, Player.fm, PodDirectory.com, Stitcher.com, SoundCloud, IWNerd.com, and on the Satchel Player for your iPhone and Androids, and CastBox.fm. Boys, welcome to 2017. How we doing?
Good.
What the hell's going on already? It's already 2017. We're already off the rails.
Were we ever on the rails?
I mean, no, really not.
Well, I mean, so far 2017 is better than 2016 by virtue of it not being 2016.
Well, nobody's died yet, so.
Shut up, don't jinx it.
I had to play that little intro for Max because, you know, Ultraman Tiga's amazing, so.
Hey, this coming week, this next week, Monday through Friday is going to be my first full week in my new place. I have the internet installed, and I plan on recording, I don't know, maybe something with some digital monsters in it.
Yeah!
Yay! More retrospective.
Makes his return, yes.
Yeah.
And when we're done with that, minor break in between seasons to cover a little request from a certain co-host.
And what might that be?
Oh, it might be involving, something that you and I discussed, very large gentleman, also from Japan.
Oh, baby! I'm looking forward to that.
Somebody might have gone back and watched a little bit over the last week or two.
So before we start the show today, I want to tell you guys a little story. So to start off the new year, I bought a new microphone, a new recording microphone for the show, for me. And I went to go
pick it up. What a surprise. We're starting off with Spencer getting selfish again.
Absolutely. And, well, it's going to work out for Max, too. And I get to the post office to pick up the package because it said delivered. And I get to the post office and they said, "Oh yeah, it's been delivered to Jacksonville, Florida." To which I said,
slightly out.
I mean, it's close. I mean, Wausau, Wisconsin, Jacksonville, Florida. I mean, it's close. It's 1,400 miles. So we contact Amazon and we find out that it was a scammer that had sold us some bullshit item and took our money. So happy 17, everyone.
No, just heavy 17 for you. But then again, I guess you rightfully deserve it for being a dick last year.
That's fair. That's a very fair point. So we're going to cover the week in wrestling, Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, Lucha Underground. We're also going to make our official announcement for our 2017 plans later in the show. So let's start out with Monday Night Raw.
Our official announcement. I made the announcement, and I also had to eat some Bean Boozled jelly beans, so shut the hell up.
Well, you know what? People that don't follow you on Facebook get to hear the official announcement.
I put it up on Twitter, too, so shut up. You don't listen to me anyway. So anyway, Monday Night Raw, yay. Honestly, thoughts on Raw? It was honestly bearable.
It was bearable. I mean, yeah.
It wasn't the best, but it was bearable. I mean, Sami Zayn versus Braun Strowman last man standing match was, buddy. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I do have only one complaint, and that was kind of the finish, just because I kind of wanted Sami Zayn to go over, because the simple fact is I'm kind of leaning towards they should have Sami Zayn win the Rumble this year, because I like nice things, and so does Max. And your opinion doesn't matter, Spencer. And
hey, I'd like Sami to win.
I want Sami Zayn as the champion. I want Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens to main event WrestleMania. Throw in Finn Balor. I will officially sign my death wish and just say, please, just end it now. I'm ready to go. I'm happy.
See, what I've been thinking about, eventually they're going to do another draft. How's this for a mental image? WWE Universal Champion Sami Zayn WWE Champion Kevin Owens.
Ooh.
You want to talk about shows competing?
especially if you put those two against each other at Survivor Series. That'd be at least, it's like that match alone. Take my money. Just take my money.
Oh.
Just take my money.
Take my next paycheck. Wait,
but then again, I can understand why they did
never mind.
I understand why they had Braun go over, because you got to make Braun look strong. You got to make him look like a beast. He already was, but you know what?
Right.
I think that he's still good, and I think he's going to play a major factor in WrestleMania. How? Not sure yet, but I think it's going to be awesome. And if you say James Ellsworth with Braun Strowman, I will strangle you.
I thought about it. I think Braun's going to win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, at least.
Mm-hmm.
I think fine with that, personally.
Yeah.
Best case scenario.
That's a good, that's a
good
good
starting
point, because you know how it's worked pretty well for Baron Corbin. I'm pretty proud of where Baron Corbin is right now, which we'll get to in SmackDown. But yeah, I think if you kind of want to start that push with a big guy like Braun Strowman, have him win the Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania. Because then at least, he's won something to the, he's got some credibility for his push. So
he's always had credibility. He only lost one match. Well, that wasn't even a matchup. That was just a 10-minute time limit deal, which we had no idea what was going to happen. So
right. Yeah, so we start the evening out with our first match is Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens.
Repetition is not working, Raw. Stop the repetition.
What was it? I saw a post a couple days ago that said, SmackDown's main event scene. Cena, AJ, Dolph, Baron, bunch of other people. Ambrose. People like that. And then it said, Raw, Seth, Roman, Kevin, Chris Jericho. That's it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, they don't have anything else. It's weird. SmackDown has, and this is not a knock against SmackDown. It's more a knock on how they handle the draft. Mm-hmm. SmackDown has the thinner roster. It's they need a smaller roster for less time to fill, but it's a little too thin at times, especially in terms of the women's and tag divisions.
Right.
But Raw's main event is positively anemic.
Yeah, I completely agree. We said it before the draft last year that we didn't necessarily enjoy seeing the same matches over and over again. Now it's worse, especially in the main event scene.
Yeah, they have the good talent there, and there comes a point where you say, hey, fight forever, but then there comes a point where it's just like, fight in about a month. If they would have done this same main event thing once a month, that's fine. But they're doing this almost every single cotton picking week. It's like, give them a break. Give somebody else a chance. I mean, freaking, you had Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens on a Raw. For gosh sakes, why don't we see that again? Mm-hmm. Because I like good things. I like nice things. I'd like to see two of the biggest independent stars of all time fight against each other. But they don't want to do that. They just want to focus on the top 4 guys that apparently don't do much of anything. This is almost as bad as when Triple H was world champion. I'm just going to say that because, yes, I am going to go that far. Because what was the main event scene for that? For 2003, 4, 5? I think it was Benoit.
It was 2003 to 2006 practically.
Well, I'm talking about 2004 to 2005 when I started watching wrestling. It was probably main event scene was very, very minuscule because it was Orton, Triple H, Benoit, Batista. Yeah, that was about it.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
So we're reliving hell.
Pretty much. So Seth Rollins wins.
Woo!
Woo! All right, let's try that again. Seth Rollins beats Kevin Owens by disqualification. I can't remember how this match ended.
It was Kevin Owens basically hitting Rollins with the ring bell or something like that.
That's right. He hit him with the ring
bell.
And
hit him in the gut with.
Yep.
Jericho was banned from ringside not Jericho. Kevin Owens was banned from ringside for the U.S. title match, which also had a reverse disqualification stipulation, which meant that if Roman Reigns got disqualified, he would lose the title. Where'd that come from? Where that came from, I still don't know where that even came from. I heard that, I'm thinking, wait, what?
Yeah.
Where?
I felt like it was behind the scenes.
Yeah, go figure.
I have a question for you fellas. With the rumors that Mick Foley has to get some form of hip surgery,
right?
Thoughts on Mick Foley and Steph? We're starting to see some disdain between him and Steph.
Definitely
forward.
We've already seen it.
Well,
they're going to play it up.
Are they?
I think they're going to try to take a storyline out of it. Whether or not it's a good or bad storyline, time will tell. But I think they're going to do that just because, not just in terms of, like, Raw, WWE is dumb in a lot of ways. But they're still on top for a reason. And one of those reasons is, somebody got hurt, or somebody's getting married, or someone had a family member die, or whatever. We can get them off TV if we just make a story out of it. Been their MO for literally decades.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it'd be kind of one of those interesting ways to incorporate Triple H back into the picture, but then it makes me realize, oh yeah, we'd go with the Authority deal.
Like maybe Triple H takes out a underwhelming, in his opinion, GM?
Possibly. I mean, I wouldn't put it against him.
Hey, maybe they can actually run like a Steph face turn. Like, she's really into running the show. Trips hasn't been around for a long while, months. He comes in, bam, pedigrees, her GM, and she just kind of looks at him and go, "What the fuck did you just do on my show?"
Mm-hmm.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Wait. I quick question. This past Raw, was that in Chicago, or where was it at this past week?
No, this was in, the week before was in Chicago.
Okay.
This one was in, one moment, Tampa.
Oh, it was in Tampa? Okay,
Yep.
Okay. Because I was still thinking about that sick burn that Steph did to the Chicago fans last week. So.
Oh my god. I was so proud at that moment. I love CM Punk, but the CM Punk chants have got to stop. They're terrible in my opinion. They're just...
Damn, you could have roasted marshmallows on the TV from that burn.
Those of you that don't know what we're talking about is that
Cena's
Stephanie McMahon said that to the people of the CM Punk chants, they said, now if you keep that up for about 2 minutes and 15 seconds, you'll last longer than CM Punk did.
Bam.
So,
yeah, Cena's burn wasn't as good the night after on SmackDown, but still, they were ready for those CM Punk chants this time.
Which they very rarely are.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's Chicago, so they're probably like, we're in CM Punk's hometown. They're probably going to be chanting. We're probably going to be chanting CM Punk, so we got to come up with a really good burn so we can get rid of that asshole.
Well, in all fairness, it was a really good burn.
Yeah,
it was really.
Yeah. So my next thing on the list, I don't know how I feel about
your
that.
list is irrelevant. Let's talk about Roman Reigns versus Chris Jericho, U.S. title match that we've seen on plenty of occasions, but interesting turn of events during this matchup. Chris Jericho pulls a freaking R.I.P. Eddie Guerrero.
Amen, bro.
And it was awesome.
Viva la raza, baby. It was
a beautiful moment. Just Chris Jericho's like, oh, let's make him look like he hit me with the belt. Here you go, Roman. Boop. Ref, he hit me. And ref's just like, I don't know. It's Chris Jericho, so I guess I shouldn't really believe him. He called me a stupid idiot. He added me to his list, so let's just continue the matchup. That was my major complaint with that.
Fairness,
now, granted,
whenever a ref does fall for that, I totally am on the ref's side. Why? How many times has that fucking happened for real in wrestling?
Yeah, but he gets the U.S. title off of Roman Reigns.
Okay, fair point. It's like conflict of logic of storyline, and, well, the heart wants what it wants.
The conflict of common sense.
Yeah.
Perfect, yeah.
I really hope they pull that belt off Roman, because